Hi, wonderful people. Welcome once again to another episode of Smoove Chat. You know how we do it. My name is Alejima and I'm going to be your host for today. So on our channel today, as usual, we're going to have a conversation. But today we have a very different guest. We have someone who is more or less like an expert in the game. We don't just have an artist. We have an artist, the songwriter, and mix master, like the whole works. So we have the entire music industry here in the studio with us today. We have someone who has been doing this for a while, someone who knows the ins and outs of the industry. Today we're putting the spotlight on someone that deserves the spotlight, someone who has been working hard behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, behind camera, in front of camera, everything. Today we have with us SOSA with God. SOSA, welcome.
Far as you give it.
Well, I'm not lying, everything I've said and more.
Humility too.
Alright, so, I don't want to mention the name because they will show me on the media. So, SOSA, what is your name?
Okay. My name is SOSA Ogba Edumea, and I am a Nigerian. That's what my name is.
The only one I can pronounce in there is Oba. Oba means king, right?
No. Ogba means strength.
Oh, okay. So, my guys, I go on. Oba.
Let's go on.
Now go on. Alright, so everything I mentioned, I mean, you are that and more. Like, you are wave, like you're everything, So how long have you been in this industry?
When you say this industry, just general.
Yeah, the music industry itself.
I started making music in 2013 and the cups of 2012 and 2013.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I started. My friend gave me like a flash drive, 500 M. I know she saw before.
Yeah.
FL Studio, so crowd version. I been looking on good times. So we had it. I took it over for the summer, and I just started knocking it from there. Since then, it is what it is.
Wow. It is what it is. But you've been making waves soon. Like, I mean, so. No, but genuinely, you have been in the industry. You have been at the apex of it all and everything. You just took the flash drive, but what was the inspiration? What made you say, "Oh, make I do this thing now"? Like,
I mean, being an only child, there's no really. You are the only one, so you have to look for something to do with yourself.
Was born up. Alright. Is that being an only child? So let's take it a step back. Who are you? Like, what is the background story? Like, when did you decide that, okay, I want to go into music? How has the support been like? Like, who is society? Like, who are you?
Very enigmatic. I just have to use that word, flex word.
Enigmatic.
Go.
It means mysterious, guys.
I didn't know the middle word.
Oh!
But I think, okay, so if I want to use like a big word, I'll say eccentric. I like,
The same.
I like to do things that are usual, take approaches to like that, not. And I think for me, music, the passion started probably with the way. It's so weird when I think about what the way was the first person I inspired me, like, singers spitting bars. When he was dropping 6'7" and or maybe I could spit like powerful bar, but I'll show now I forgot. So that was like around like junior school time. So I was like, okay. So I started with rap.
Okay.
Yeah, the singing wasn't so great then, but I started with rap, and that's when the whole flash drive thing happened.
Oh, okay.
And then from there, one semitones to one semitone, and
There you are today. Also, that's amazing. You are Ghanaian based, even though you're Nigerian.
yes.
You are looking at two very different music industries that are trying to compete and grow together all at the same time. How has that been for you, being someone who is already like originally from Nigeria and being based in Ghana? How do you see these two like very different industries and go like, no, we need to do this or we need to do that, or yeah, I see a world where someone from here, gets the biggest world stage, wins a Grammy? How has it been for you?
It has been quite interesting because for me, ever since I was in tech, I was always intrigued by the language.
Okay.
Like tree and Ga. Like I feel like those, even before I came back, I took a break here and 30, and I went to Nigeria. But before, I was meant to go to some music production school in South Africa where I attended my master. Let me just come back. And before I came back to I had this name. You guys will laugh. It's called I wanted to go as Trigger Fan.
But
I was like, oh, let me try that. We all learn like the language they sport. Long people doesn't result of check. But I just like the language, how the language sounds on my beat too, especially Tree. When Gyakie did Never Like This, I feel like one of the main factors was how like this heavy the song was, and like how she spoke Tree when it's really like the intro is such a Tree. So like you hear the beat, you're like, oh, there's like a trap record to the R&B, then you hear Tree, like, oh. So I feel like that shocking wow factor is what really keeps me in Ghana, because the language is quite distinct. Yeah. I feel like the Ghanaian industry should take like advantage of that.
Of that. Intimacy in Kachi.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got you.
So she. Kaka.
All right. So for being someone that came like out of university a few years ago, even in the university we're making waves and all that, what have been some of the challenges that you have faced as an upcoming producer, artist, like everything, songwriter? What has been some of the barriers that you've come across?
I think I'm going to put Ghana on the spot for now on. I feel like the music producers aren't appreciated as much as they should, because if you watch your industry, the best place you start is from the studio. I mean, the producers need to have the best tool to produce the music you want. So I feel like fire needs to be on the asses of the artists. You reckon they should really invest so that the producers can give that quality sound. So I think that's one. Then maybe the language barrier here and there. Or I think generally it's been smooth for me, very well smooth, because I have like a good backing of theirs. I help me. Shout out HSB Hard, shout out Hyperspace Recordings.
Yeah.
I don't get as many problems as I meant because of these guys. So yeah.
Okay, let's talk about your support system. Let's talk about the feedback you got. When did you let's start with this. What was the first song you brought out, like in Ghana, like as an artist?
I think it was probably Gyakie's first song, Love is Pretty.
Okay.
I was still in school. And that time I was already having it's weird, but I have these things, I don't know if to call them dreams, but I was like, oh, the person I was gonna give my number one in Ghana, the best thing was when it started from.
Okay.
That time in my head I was like, it's either Castella or Jack. So before I came to Accra, I already had that vision in my head that it was gonna be something for someone whose name starts from G.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so what was your first?
What was the first song?
So it was Pretty. That was the song when I need that song. Anytime I played it for someone, Rihanna and no, sorry, I'm not exactly. Well, she stayed the bomb, so she's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was Love is Pretty.
Well, what was the first song you produced?
Love is Pretty.
So you wrote and produced that song?
No, I would talk about my songs.
Yes, yourself.
Okay. So my first song as an artist in Ghana. Right. I also saw like 12 Woman is Rari. I listened to it a few days ago. Please do not look it for it's very.
Now I'm going to look it up. Now I'm genuinely grateful for that. So yeah. So what has the growth process been like for you, from singing the song that now you think is so cringe to producing a VGMA nominated artist? How has it been like for you?
I think one of the most important things for me is like patience, like looking up ahead, knowing like, oh, there's something bigger regardless of the problems or troubles that may happen around me. Like you stay in troubled waters for a time, but after a while, you get to realize like there's a calm after the storm. So like 2019 was a really good year for me. That was the first time I came to Accra.
Okay.
But after that, I stayed persistent, having a good team is very, very important.
Exactly. Let's talk about your support system. How was the feedback like when you started, from friends to family to the general public? Like, what was it like? Were you feeling like, oh yeah, this is the right path, or you're like, Charlie, I have to go back to Nigeria? Like,
well, for me, I was from 2019. I always had this take it or leave it.
Okay.
Yeah, regardless, I know I'm going to do this. I don't care if I'm stroke, no, for everybody that does like something I was passionate for.
Yeah.
I know people say, oh, no passion, no follow passion. So it's me, I've ruined my passion and it's taking me, I'm good with it.
I think I'm going to take your advice. I'm going to follow my passion. Mommy, if you are watching this, I'm following my passion with the school. I don't fit again. All right. Let's talk about one of the biggest things that to me it's an amazement when it comes to you. You are a producer, a writer, and a performer when it comes to music. How has that combination been like? Which one do you think is in the forefront, and how has that been like in relation to your other aspects when it comes to music?
Initially starting out as an artist, as most producers, because we don't want to be somebody else.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, I can sing, but like, forget this guys. Let me try and see what's this software can do. So like, that wasn't starting point. And then I was like, oh, okay, people. I remember the first time I took my beat to church, and I played it for them, and they were like, it sounds like Mario Kart. Hey, where you have handbrake like that, you go back and studio or your laptop and comes or being like, here to break this thing up.
Yeah.
that's I think when people give you feedback, negative or positive, I think either ways it always does something to you. Either pushes you forward or pushes you forward. Negative feedback can be like, oh, I need to do better. Positive feedback works in the way like, oh, okay, I did this, so I should be able to
do better. Yeah, so either way it pushes you forward. Kanye said something. I think it was I know, I did my homework. But yeah, Kanye said something that he feels like people that are producers or are artists that become producers are not appreciated as much for the other aspects of their work. Do you feel like that?
I think Kanye had that problem.
Yeah.
Like transitioning from one
to an artist
was quite hard because like most times in anything I do, whenever like we want to transition into something else, we're like, why? But you're doing so good at this. Why do you want to move? But the thing about life is nothing's written in stone. You never know where your next $1 million. I always tell this thing. You never know where your next $1 million will be. So if you feel like if you have passion for something, try it. Somebody's holding you.
Next $1 million, Biko. Right? Yeah. So combining everything, and I think that personally, there's a very huge spotlight on your ability to produce more than your work as a performer. Is that something that you're okay with, or?
Very much so.
Okay.
There's time for everything. There's enough space in the stars and the sky for everyone to shine. So like when it's your time to shine, you will shine.
Right.
So it's more of a patience. Time will tell if you believe in your artistry to come out.
Apart from Kanye, who else would you say has been a mentor for you? And Lowen, like you mentioned, who else would you say has been like a mentor for you that makes you look up to and say, okay, this is it. This is what I want to get to.
I would say Travis Scott. Everybody that has been that line of like producer and artist. Travis Scott, for us, these are people like I see them as a source of inspiration because they're doing exactly what I want to do. So like I always look up to who else? The Feels right now. I don't know if it feels cream, but he has produced bangers and bangers, and right now he's the hottest
artist too. He's singing bangers on bangers. Yeah. So before we wrap everything up, before we end everything, let's talk about your latest project out there, Scar by Gyakie. What was it like? What was this whole process like?
It was quite spontaneous, I was going to pull up to the studio to work. She said, after it was commanding her, like, oh, there's this UK artist that's, she wants to work with. There's this UK artist that she wants to work with, and I listened to a song. I checked the Spotify, I'm like, Jesus, like, damn, the numbers are crazy.
Yeah.
Like, he likes, like, melody, like, drill vibes. So I was like, okay, you know what, let me cook up something. Then, so I was already there, then he pulled up, Gyakie and Gyakie were there. So she was, she was at some side, but I didn't know she was writing down in her head. The next thing she pulled up, she was another record. One line, I'm like, oh, this is the girls, damn. Okay, this is all. It was quite the problem. The work of Scar, it was crazy because going back and forth with the mix, you know, the right amount of reverb, right amount of delay, or kick it over, stress. But at the end of the day, it came out to be what it is. So it's one of the records that I'm really proud of.
Yeah. I mean, you should be. Scards is amazing. It's doing amazing. The numbers are beautiful and everything. Wow. Even something that was spontaneous, that is how good you could make it.
Well, I'm always spontaneous.
They don't call you Nyame for nothing. They don't call you Nyame for nothing. All right. Guys, unfortunately, we have to wrap up. But this has been another amazing episode right here on Smoove Chat. You know, SOSA has been amazing. This has been fun, incredible. SOSA, if they want to reach you, you know, if the girls want to slide into your DMs, you know how I do it. Where should they reach you, eh?
I made it quite easy for everybody. Easily, I'm search optimized. Everywhere you check, it's SOSA, we've got Snapchat just to be SOSA, but now it's SOSA, we've got everywhere. So,
all right, so guys, SOSA we've got everywhere. Check out his works, his latest work, that is with Gyakie's car, everything. I mean, just check out his work. Follow him on all the social media platforms. Guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, follow us everywhere. You know, just like put in your comment section like what you want to, who you want to see here, and then we'll just be sure to bring up your favorite artist. Thank you so much for joining us on another episode of Smoove Chat. My name is Ella Jima and I was your hostess.